Guys, it's coming along well. It's coming along great. This is Emberville. Hi, my name is Cohh. I'm a streamer on Twitch and a game developer. I've been streaming for over 10 years, and I recently have joined up with Cygnus Cross to start working and producing this amazing game called Emberville. Emberville is an amalgamation of many different games that I've loved and enjoyed and poured thousands of hours into over the years. It is essentially a game where you have some creative building, an adventuring component where you go into a dungeon that is procedural, pull out lots of loot, lots of crafting. There's an entire town to rebuild. There are classes, there's a full skill system. It is essentially a type of game that has pieces from a lot of games that I love, but not a single game that has these pieces exists. And I cannot wait to show you the updates and the progress that we have made. If you would like to help support us on our adventure, this is how you do it. Cohh.tv/Emberville or search for Emberville on Steam and wishlist the game. Wishlisting games on Steam is one of the absolute best ways you can support them. So first of all, one of the big things I want to show you is you'll notice that our guy looks very different. We have been very much completely redoing from the ground up our entire animation system. You'll now notice instead of just looking left and right, we now look in all directions. There are now over 74 different animations for each set of gear that we can use. There's dashing, there's a full combat combo system, all sorts of stuff that is brand new and looking great. Now you can see we have our itemization in. So we already can now pick up items. Everything in the game can now drop things. This game is going to be a very loot heavy game. We now have our full equipment window. Things are looking good here. Going over here, some things you'll notice, we have a full cosmetic slots. This will be a game where you can look however you like. You will unlock things as you loot them and then be able to look that way moving forward. You can then also use the stuff on your person if you'd like, but of course, you'll be able to choose that. We also have 3 different slots because of course, you're gonna wanna have different sets because there's lots of different reasons that you're gonna want different sets of gear. On that note, we have some rudimentary filter and bag stuff, but I do want to stress that everything you see here will be updated, changed, edited, and as we go into early access, based on your feedback, made in whatever way is going to be best for this game to function the best it can. Another big thing we want to do is make the world feel like it's real. That's going to mean that things like this are going to be interactable. You're going to be able to go around the world and turn things on and off. You're going to be able to walk up, chicken! Oh, that's a fast one. That's a... Ah! All right, that's a quick one. Anyway, things like this lever. Does that do anything? Not really, but it's in the world. So why can't you use it? There's gonna be lots of things like this because we like that kind of stuff. And some of it may show you something that you didn't expect. Now, there's some important things here to mention. This game does not currently have the skill system or the class system. As you do things in this game, even just running around, similar to Ultima Online and EverQuest, your skills will go up as you use them. Use swords. You'll get better with swords as you use them, get passive bonuses and unlock new things that you can use on swords and also future classes. Do you run around a lot? Cool, your athletic skill is gonna go up. So it's that kind of thing. Your character will have a plethora of skills that constantly go up as you do the different things. Boom! That was a little greedy. Oh, here we go. Okay. A waster. Despite being a practice weapon, this sword has been crafted with skill and care. A thin coat of varnish protects the wood from the elements, and it's heavy enough to deal painful blows. So, now we have a new weapon. Now, what's cool about this is every weapon has its own combos and skills associated with them. So if you notice, that looks very different. Now, that white part you see is the hitbox of the weapon. So whenever you swing weapons, if you see that white sheen, that is the pixel perfect hitbox of that weapon. So as you can see, compared to our fists, this is a very different experience. One of the big things you will need to decide in your playthrough when you go into these dungeons. Now, this is the tutorial dungeon, so you don't have to worry too much about it here. But one of the big things you'll be dealing with in this game is inventory. There is going to be a huge amount of loot, and you can only take so much with you. There will, of course, be many, many different ways for you to alter, improve, and change that, but it's going to be a thing. Of course, eventually there will be sorting and maybe even a search bar. We'll see what you guys want as we build it. This will be a game where you're going to be diving into the procedural dungeon. You'll be pulling out stone, wood, different tiers of resources, going back to the town and using it to do all sorts of things in the town. So is this the city you rebuild? No. This is not the city you rebuild. This right now, what we're playing right now is the tutorial. The way that it works is there's basically like 3 main pillars of this game. There is the action adventuring, which is what we're doing here. Then there's the like creative building section, and think kind of like Stardew Valley Farm kind of thing, but ours is pretty different. And then we have the town, and the town is going to be a giant, basically kind of like progress indicator of how you're doing in the game. There's going to be people to save. There's going to be buildings to rebuild. There's going to be customization options for you to do. It is very much a large indicator of not only progress, but of like lots of different things you're going to be able to do in the game as it grows out. As you bring in villagers, they will have different purposes and bring different functionality. They'll have quests for you. You'll get to learn to know who they are, learn their stories. And I mean, for instance, like one of the villagers you bring in is the person that teaches you how to be different classes. So it's like that kind of thing. It's a very big deal as you rebuild the town. Major things are unlocked frequently. We also don't plan on doing any type of cosmetic shop. There's no battle passes, nothing. If there is any future paid content, it will be content that gives you a sizable amount of content to do. It will be worth whatever we charge. But we don't even have plans for that right now. Right now, we're just focused on making this game, the base game, the absolute best it can be. So, this right here is essentially where we are at the end of the tutorial section. This character is one of the first people that you're going to rescue from this area. And when you take her back to the destroyed town, that's going to kick off an entire adventure on figuring out where we are, who these people are, why we're saving them, who all the people are and what makes them special, what they can add to your town, and a whole bunch of stuff. So there's a lot we have not talked about yet, a lot we are going to talk about in the near future, and we are incredibly excited to show you. So yeah, guys, it's coming along well. Some brief reminders here. We are shooting for early access next year. It will be a multi-year early access period based heavily on not only my, but also your feedback. We will, again, shoot for EA next year, but we're going to give it to you when it's ready. We're not going to just give you EA if it's a bunch of unfinished junk. We want it to be a fun, awesome experience that will give you hours and hours of gameplay when you put the money down for it. So it's going to be cool. And yeah, just shout out to the team, Cygnus Cross, and all the incredible people that are making this game chungus along. It is just awesome. So anyway, final shout out, cohh.tv/Emberville. If you want to help follow the project, if you want to follow the project and help us along our way. And I will see you next update. Thanks for watching, everybody. Really do appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.